So, trigger warning, folks. This is going to be about being entombed. Let's talk about that. Hey there, my highly sensitive adventurers. Randy here with The Living Adventure. Yeah, those of you that are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder or something very similar, that this might be one of those ones you skip. Having a trigger is not a comfortable thing, and that's not what I'm intending to do here. Those of you that stick around, I want to share an experience with you, and this experience is quite traumatic. And in 1997, I've made mention this in other videos and in my book. I was buried in an avalanche and entombed literally in ice and snow. And that entombment, created a lot of psychological issues for me for a period of time, which I believe I've overcome. However, there are other forms of entombment that are just as debilitating or just as suffocating. In that time that I was buried and literally lost all ability to move, frozen in a block of ice, if you want to put it bluntly, the psychological concepts that are going through your mind in those brief moments of existence are unexplainable. There's no way that you can relate that to anybody else. So too are some of the entombments that we get involved in relationships. Now, are they comparable? Maybe, maybe not. The fact of feeling entombed is suffocating and debilitating. If you're in a relationship that is entombing you against your will, against who you are, removing your freedoms and your ability to think in a rational and effective manner, then it can be just as painful and just as harming. The question is, do you remain entombed in a relationship because of something that you love? And I'm not saying that what's entombing you is what you love. What I'm saying is that by remaining entombed, you're hanging on to that thing you love dearly, but it's killing you. Or do you find your way out of that entombment and thus letting go of the thing that you love? There's a psychological battle that goes through your mind. This is what they call cognitive dissonance, believing in one thing and believing in another thing, but those two beliefs are not aligning or in contradictory of each other. You have to make a choice, to hold on to the thing that you love and disintegrate yourself as a person of who you are, or let go of the thing that's disintegrating you, fight your way out of it, and lose the thing that you love. That's the battle. Sometimes that choice is not easy to make. I mean, like you would think it, like, hey, hang on to the things that you truly, truly love. Well, here's the thing, right? If you love something and you set it free, will it come back to you? Not all the time. And a lot of the times what we're talking about is children, right? When you're in a relationship and you've been in that relationship and you've brought children into the world and you love those children deeply and dearly, but letting them go in order to get out of that entombment of a relationship that's poisoning you is a very difficult situation to be in. And I know I've met many men in that same situation. I'm not saying ladies don't face it as well. And the reality is, we as people, we often don't consider the children in that plight. Many of us do. Many of us stick in a relationship, entombed in that relationship for years, while we're coming up with a plan on how we can get out of entombment and still hang on to the things that we love. Doesn't mean we make the right choices. It just means we make a choice. And sometimes we suffer the consequences of that choice. And so do they. They also equally suffer the consequences. And all we can hope is in time, they realize the situation that you were in and come to grips with it and and reconnect with that bond of love, right? I know those of that were entombed will never let go of that bond of love. They always will hang on to it, but sometimes it was necessary in order to save them all their own lives, their own existence, their own being, is to escape entombment. So give that some thought, guys. Like, not everybody's in a happy, healthy relationship, and sometimes to get out of that happy, healthy, unhealthy relationship, and escape entombment, you literally have to give up something that you truly, truly love. And I hope that gives you some consideration. Cheers, everybody.